Can you use the names of prescription drugs in your Google Ads, on the landing pages you send your Google Ad traffic to, and in the keywords you target on Google Ads? Well, the short answer is yes, yes, and maybe. So let's dig into the nuances here. And if you don't know who I am, my name is John from StubGroup. We are a Google Premier partner, a digital marketing agency, and the #1 resource in the world for helping businesses fix Google suspensions and comply with Google policies. And in October of 2025, at the very end, October 29th, 2025, Google is making an update, a change to their policy around using prescription drugs in your advertising. So previously, the only advertisers, in theory, that Google would allow to use prescription drugs in any of those 3 places I mentioned, ads, landing pages, or keywords, would be businesses that have gone through healthcare certification with Google. These are generally businesses who have also gone through legit script certification, which is a third-party company that provides certification that Google then refers to, as well as going through Google's own certification process to essentially prove that they're allowed to promote these types of terms. Now, Google is actually loosening this policy. So they're keeping the policy the same for keywords. They're saying that you still need to be certified through Google's healthcare policy certification in order to target keywords that have prescription name terms. Think, for example, Botox. But they are saying that if you're going to use those terms, not in the context of promoting sale, but in the context of education or other related things, then you will now be allowed to use those terms in your ads and on your landing page. So for example, let's say you are a lawyer who is promoting, looking for people who want to do, a class action lawsuit against the maker of a specific type of prescription drug. You could now, in theory, put the name of that drug in your ads and on your landing page. Now, on the keyword targeting side of things, there's still a problem there because Google's saying you still would have to be certified through their healthcare certification. But you could now use those terms in your ads and on your landing page. So there's a variety of types of businesses, types of advertisers that this is relevant to. The legal space, like I mentioned, the academic space, you might be promoting a paper that you wrote about a particular prescription drug. And previously, it would have been almost impossible to run an ad on Google about that because Google would see that term on your page or in your ad and flag it and say you're not certified. Now you can. Same thing applies to different governmental organizations, agencies who might be using Google Ads to speak about specific prescription drugs. Again, same thing. They can now put those terms in their ad copy and on their landing pages. So this change is taking effect as of October 29th, 2025. I'd say it's one of those rare situations where Google seems to actually be getting more lenient in terms of their policies, but it's still to be determined how Google's algorithm will actually enforce this. Because up to this point, Google was very, very quick to see that term on your page and flag it, see it in your ad and flag it, or not even let you create the ad at times. And so we'll see how the AI picks up and interprets the nuance of this policy to understand whether you are actually trying to sell Botox, for example, in which case you still need to have their certification in order to promote the sale of it, or whether you wrote an academic paper about Botox, in which case you don't need to have a certification. So devil's in the details, as they say. We'll see how Google ends up implementing this new policy.